I'm the Heckler, and this is my NFC North preview. We're going to start once again from the bottom on up for the NFC North. In fourth place, I think the Minnesota Vikings are going to finish there. Not necessarily because they're any worse than they were last year. I think they actually improved this year. They're a lot better. But the other three teams in that division, they're just, perennially capable of winning 10-plus games, winning the division, making deep playoff runs. It's just a unfortunate instance that the Vikings are just so young right now, kind of like the Buffalo Bills in the East. They just kind of have to deal with what they're given. So they're going to finish 5-11, 1-5 in the division. But good news for Viking fans. You guys are very, very close. You guys aren't that far away from breaking into that 10-win club and maybe forcing the Chicago Bears or a Lions back down into the pack. Finishing above them is going to be Detroit Lions. They're going to finish 9-7, 3-3 in the division. They're going to be too inconsistent on both offense and defense in a year where the Bears and the Packers are going to be very, very consistent, very, very solid, and you just can't have that if you're going to make the playoffs and join that 10-win club potentially. The top two teams in the division, they're going to both finish 10-6. They're both going to finish 4-2 in the division, but based on a bunch of tiebreaker rules that I'm not even sure of, I think the Bears are going to finish second and the Packers are going to finish first. So starting with the Bears, they're going to finish second. They're going to be 10-6, 4-2 in the division. Jay Cutler, he's going to have pretty much a similar kind of offensive year as last year. Sans the injury time and the potential. Is he going to play? Isn't he going to play? It won't be enough to overtake the Packers. Their offense just isn't consistent enough, scoring points in the 20 to 30 range to really beat out the Packers. But they're going to put up a fight, and they're going to basically fight it out for that second, maybe first wild card spot. Who knows? The NFC is going to be really tough this year. There's going to be a lot of double-digit win teams. Some of those teams aren't going to make the playoffs. Hopefully the Bears are, they can if they're a Bears fan, but it's going to be a tough battle in the NFC. Finishing above them and winning division is going to be the Green Bay Packers. They're going to finish with identical, like I said, 10-6, 4-2 record. But in the end, Aaron Rodgers and that high-flying kind of ground attack offense, the kind of grounded out kind of offense where they can hold possession, it's going to be just too much for the Bears to overcome because the Packers can kind of put points on the board really quickly. You can blink your eyes and they have 42 points on the board. So they're going to have enough points and enough opportunities and enough sustained drives where they're going to give that defense kind of a rest throughout that season, where the defense is going to be hungry enough and fresh enough as the game progresses to kind of impose their will in the fourth period and whatnot to get those wins that they really need in the division. For the individual awards, based on the fact that they're going to win the division, I think the coach of the division is going to be Mike McCarthy of the Green Bay Packers. You can't really deny him that. In a year when nothing really spectacular happens, you got to go with whoever won the division. So Mike McCarthy gets my coach of the division. The player of the division, or the MVP, to no surprise, will be Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers, the quarterback. He's going to be in line for Offensive Player of the Year, the MVP of the NFL. So it's no one's surprised that he's going to be the player of the division for the North. The newcomer division is going to be Golden Tate of the Lions. He's the guy on the opposite now of Calvin Johnson. He's going to bring some added relief to Calvin Johnson. They can't roll that coverage all the way out to his side anymore, triple team, quadruple teaming him, leaving him open. Because Golden Tate's a legit receiver. If you leave him open or single covered, he's going to get a lot of receptions, he's going to get a lot of yards after the catch. You're going to see maybe potentially 10 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns for Golden Tate. The defensive player of the division is going to be Jared Allen of the Bears. I was going to originally give him a newcomer to the division, but he's not really a newcomer. He played for the Vikings. He just kind of changed teams within the division. He's going to anchor that Bears defense solid enough where they're going to have that 10-win season. He's going to give Jay Cutler peace of mind because he's going to have chances to be off the field as he watches the defense dominate again. So he's, a 3-point lead, a 10-point lead. It's going to be safe now instead of last year where the defense was a little bit older, a little bit more injured. So they were giving up those fourth quarter leads. The Bears now have the hammer in Jared Allen. And, his reward's going to be he's going to get to play more meaningful games in November. The Offensive Player of the Year, just like the MVP, no surprise, could be Calvin Johnson of the Lions. He may not get 2,000 yards again, but it's going to be really close. It's going to be ridiculous, maybe 1850. He's going to have double-digit touchdowns this year, though. He had really bad luck last year in that red zone area where he got tackled at the 1 and they would give the ball to Reggie Bush. But I think Calvin Johnson in the offseason, he actually worked on a little bit more core strength and he got, freakishly enough, he got stronger. So he's going to, be shedding more defenders off of him at that goal line situation. He's going to plunge it in more and get maybe 10, 11 touchdowns. The rookie of the division is going to be the player in the NFL that has my favorite name. His name is Clinton-dix. Seriously, though, that is his name. He plays for the Packers. He plays strong safety. He's just gonna be another one of those, prototypical Darren Sharper, hard-hitting. I'm gonna hit you first, take your name later, kind of safety for the Packers. And he's gonna solidify that back end because it was kind of missing last year. That really hard-hitting safety that made receivers afraid to go over the middle. Clinton-dix. Other than the fact that I love saying his name, so I said it again. Not only am I gonna love saying his name, Packer fans are gonna love saying his name. The only teams that not gonna love saying his name are the opposing teams that come in and the tight ends that come across the middle, and they're gonna be like this, and they're just gonna be bam, and you're like, oh, who was that? And Packer fans, somehow figure out a way to start chanting ha 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 when he makes those big hits. It's gonna sound great on TV. Alright, that does it for this week. Next week in the ring, I will be going over AFC and NFC South. So once again, if you like what you hear, even if you don't like what you hear, who doesn't love football? Click the subscribe button. If you have, a disagreement or two, and if I know the internet and sports fans, I know you got a disagreement or two. Once again, comment below. I may address them next week, maybe not. Anyway, once again, we're done. We'll see you next week here in the ring, and until next week, remember, you ain't got no game because I'm in your head.